Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the tireless tangler. I want to welcome all of you back to the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2021. Thank you all so much for being with me on this wild and crazy ride that we are taking this year. And today's tangle is going to be Cerapha. I think that's the way she would say it. It is by Carla Jooren, I think, and she is Dutch and a CZT. And this is a cool one. This is a Muka related tangle, and we all love Muka, so let's get started. Actually, before we get started, I wanted to show you something really quickly. This is the tangle that I'm working on, What the Well by Jody Genovese, and you can see why I'm hesitant to bring something like this on the channel. It is gorgeous, interwoven. It has hints of Huggins. It has hints of Weifel power. It is very, very cool, but it is work intense and frustrating. It can be. So we may see that this 100 days, but probably not for a while. So I just wanted to show you that. Isn't that the coolest pattern though? And What the Well? Smart girl, smart girl. Okay. Ziraffe, also very cool. Before we get started, I am going to be on task today and remind us all to take some deep breaths and slow down. I have been in such a dither lately, and we all need to help me slow down. So slow down with me, guys. Whew. All right, let those shoulders drop down. Relax your hands. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. Now, let me look at my pencil. So this is a Muka-based tangle, as I said, and let me just draw it for you really quickly so you know where we're going with this. So you would draw this exactly in the same way that you would draw Muka, yes, except you're going to widen this base as you come down, right? And then you're going to put a split in it. Easy, Simba. Yeah, so that's where we're heading. So because of the possibilities of both see-through and of maybe interweaving these with a little halabah, I am going to do something a little bit unconventional, at least for me today. And I am going to go ahead and put my borders on in pencil as usual. I'm going to, again, keep them straight. I know some of you are wondering where that same person is that drew all of the loopy borders last year. She's still here. We just haven't had the right tangles for it yet. But she's still here. Now, I forgot to draw darker. Sorry. This is a... Let me do that. I'm going to be inking it eventually, so it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this penciled border in, and then on the inside, I'm going to aura this so that we sort of have a frame here. And it doesn't have to be wide. And again, I'm going to do this with my pencil because this tangle invites some play. It's simple enough to draw. Let's see. I know. Leave it. It's fine. And so I'll say that to all of you too. So there. And if you overshoot someplace, it's not that big a deal. It is pencil after all, so we're going to be able to take care of that. Then the other thing that I think I want to do is I'm going to draw in one element of Ziraffe, or Ziraffe, as we are going to call it over here. And I'm going to split the stem on either side of what this frame is going to be. And this is why I'm using pencil, so that I have some opportunities for interweaving things here that I wouldn't have otherwise, okay? So I'm going to start over here outside my frame. And I'm going to put sort of a big muka strand, and then I'm going to really split that out wide, and I'm going to bring it down over here. Hopefully you can see this. Like this. And then I'm going to put my split in. And I think I want to take one of these over and I'm going to put the other one behind, okay? Does that make sense, I hope? I'm looking for my little school eraser. So I gently rub this out. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to do this first because I'm going to want to do some other fun things here. And I sort of want a little bit of freedom to overlap and weave and that kind of thing here. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is let's draw. Let's just go crazy and see what happens. All right, so I'm going to start drawing now, and I'm going to do my best to do some overlapping with this penciled form, okay? And I think I will also alternate my legs of these on and off around the frame, and then at the end, we'll draw the frame in, and so that way we'll have our overlapping all sort of sorted out, okay? Let's see, what can we start with? I think I'm going to go way off the reservation here, and I think I may have not thought that through, but I think we'll be all right. There, hopefully nobody will notice. All right. And then I think I'll bring one from over here. Oops. Forgot what I was doing, didn't I? And then, aren't these pretty? You love the top of Muka, and splitting the bottom just makes it that much more interesting, I think. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Oops. So we'll be taking this over. And that is just fine. They don't all have to be that way. Sometimes I just have to turn my tile around and around until I just find the perfect spot for whatever shenanigans I'm planning next. That's my word for this week, apparently. Shenanigans. I like it. I like it a lot. It just describes such mischief. All right. Trying to figure out how to get this to go where I want it to go without causing too much damage. I think what I want to do now is I'm going to draw in this penciled element now. We've sort of had some overlapping fun with that. And so when I come to an inked line, of course, I'm going to stop. And even though I can see my penciled line, I'm going to skip behind. These are hard to imagine, so it's simpler to me to draw it in pencil and then figure out the overlapping once I'm sure I've gone far enough. All right. I try really hard on this channel not to do any penciled guidelines because that's really at cross purposes with the relaxation. But so much fun to be had here. So I really still want to put one long one in here, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to put that in. Let's just start and see where it takes us. Well, since we know where the legs are going, might be a little simpler to start there. Can you hear Simba snoring? So we are really not going to be able to see much of that. That may not have been my best choice, but we're going to put a smile right here. That's what I call those little muka things, is smiles. And we're going to pretend that's there. Now, I think that's where I want to stop with Ziraffe. I am considering adding some straight muka, but first I think I want to go ahead and draw in my framework. And of course, this is why we saved this for last and drew it in pencil, so we would have the opportunity to take all of these forwards and backwards. We would have lost that if we had drawn it in ink to begin with. This is really one of the few instances where I will pre-plan. There's a little bit of that when I do Celtic knots, but as little as possible because I don't like planning. I just like to draw. Which is why Zentangle is perfect for me, because they do all the planning for me and I don't have to think too much. Well, I overshot that a little bit. So much for drawing straight, huh? All right, let's do the outside of this now. I don't really care if it's straight, just don't go over my lines. We do hand-drawn art. It's not supposed to look perfect. I wanted to mention to you guys, thank you for letting me know when there is a YouTuber that you are particularly fond of. You guys have mentioned several to me. And I really appreciate that. I want you to know, though, that what we do here is frequently different. Because what we're doing here is, yes, we're creating art, but we are having a combined drawing session where I'm teaching you a tangle, it's not really for you to watch me create, although some of you do that, I think. It's for us to do together. And so the premise is quite a bit different, what we do here, at least I think it is. But I really appreciate you letting me know about those guys. It's cool. All right. And I wanted to give a shout out to my friend Aish from India that helped us out last year. Her channel is now at over 1,000 subscribers. Good job, girlfriend. Good job. All right. So one of the things that I saw that I really like, now she, Carla, in her step out art has done a multitude of things. She has colored in between these, and done that kind of thing. I am really wishing this one had done differently. But what I liked, one of the things that I liked was the partial inking that she did that sort of brings this through as more of a shadow, or Simba. Thank you, buddy. It gives you a type of a shadowed feel here. I like that. It's really bold. Simba. So I'm going to add this in the spots where I think it needs to be. I reserve the right. Simba. Good boy. Sorry, puppy dreams. When I work, it is his nap time. He gets up on my legs, keeps my feet warm, and just thinks it's time to chill. And of course, little Bit sits over there in her chair and snores. It's really not me, I promise. Okay. Let's tackle this next. And I'm just widening this line, following the curve, and just thickening this a little bit. All it's going to do is add to the impression of that being shadowed. It's not supposed to be exact or realistic. It's just supposed to be. All right. And of course, as always, you can do as you wish. I figured after a couple of grid patterns, those of us who are organic people are going to be happy with this. And I have got a focal point coming up that you guys are going to really love. Some of you guys may have drawn it already. This is that little spot I got into trouble with. So I'm going to ink this and do this, and maybe that will look a little bit more natural. All right. All right. try to even that up a little bit. Sometimes there is no help. All right, so I've got one more here to add this to. I may clean this up, or let's just go with it and ink this. And we'll be having a fun trip over here. And I may dab that out with a jelly roll. I don't know. It's not that big a deal. And I haven't begun to consider decorations and embellishments. So, yeah. Okay, let's do this one. My problem with Mook is I can never get the stalk to work for me. And Carla, in developing this tangle, said that her students have that complaint, and that so she decided to just have them start drawing it wide, and that's where this came from. That's where she came up with this from. That's not good English, is it? Don't tell. All right, so I think I've got all of this drawn in. Now, just de-emphasize these. Now, we can decorate this. We can shade it, shading is going to be a big deal. I think I want to start with my frame and decide what I'm going to do with that. And I'm going to switch to my 01 in black, or I could switch colors. What do I want to do? I'm going to use my very favorite brown and just give it some fun. And I'm going to use Flux, because that's what I feel like using. And if you have another fill pattern that would make you happy to use, that is just your very favorite tangle, then I want you to use that. If you like poke leaf, poke root, anything really. I find that there are a lot of people that have this affinity for Flux. I think those of us who are really big into or the organic stuff just see the possibilities of this. And again, Flux is done just with a simple teardrop shape. And then we like to stylize it with the little line and the dot at the top, but it doesn't have to be done that way. I think that Flux is done best when it is turned in all directions and not just in one. I find that very pleasing to my eye to find them just going wild someplace. I probably should have drawn an inner aura on this before I got started, but I'm okay with this the way it is. It's going to be very dynamic, I hope. I rarely go wrong when I choose Flux, which is probably why it's my favorite tangle, because it always brings me a result that I'm pleased with. Not always, but most of the time. And you just learn to trust your tangles at some point. You can overlap it if you like. And if you have little interstices, little spaces, then just fill or ink them. You can put little orbs in, or you can ink it all. I think that a mixture of both is really, really effective. I love this coming from both directions configuration. When you're fitting something into a small space, you sort of get used to different things. But again, I like to change the direction up. Keep it keep you guessing. And invariably, I have areas that I feel like are really awesome, and some that I don't think work as well as others, but I think that's true of all tangles. I'm doing much better today than the silliness that was yesterday. This is what happens when the kid is not home. I just go nuts. I am fine, by the way. I had luckily just recently halved the medication that I take at night to help me sleep. And so it wasn't that much to begin with. Okay. And anytime you can change it up as far as the direction goes, just makes for more interest, I think. I do try to keep them traveling in the same direction, but you know, supposed to not have one, so I'm not sweating it too much. See if we can tuck one in up here going the other way. Oh, River. I have got to get her that CPAP machine. Sorry. This is how I am, guys. This is how I am. I talk to my puppies all the time. They're part of my life because before Mari came, I had me. And so I was used to talking to them already. So you guys are like kind of an offshoot of all of that craziness. I think I'm going to start this going a different direction maybe, or use a different configuration. Maybe not. It will be what it will be. So what did you guys think of our grid patterns this week, or last week, or whatever week we're on? You know I get this way. It's been 1 week and 2 days. And yeah, I'm already scatterbrained and a little bit crazy. This is nothing new. Luckily for me, you guys seem to appreciate that quality. Oh my goodness. What would I do without you guys? Let's not find out. Life would not be nearly as interesting without you guys to laugh at my silliness. I may be getting a little bit too creative here. I'm going to put one going the other way. Once we get done, nobody's ever going to know. Flux is just, doesn't this look cool though? I just think it does. It looks cool. So that's why I'm using it. You can use whatever fill makes you happy. It could even be tipple or printemps. Any of the ribbon tangles on tangle patterns will work for this. Linda was so smart to have these organized by types. So if you want, you can go and use that tangle organizer thing that she's got on the sidebar. And you can choose tangles at random, but you can also choose tangles by type and look at all the different ribbon style. And the ribbon style is going to be the column ones. You can frequently take grid patterns, square grids, and use them like this, for example. Well, like we did yesterday. Not for example. We did that yesterday with, was it Capullo yesterday or was, no, Hugs yesterday and Capullo. And either of those would work in here as well. You could put bales in here. So many possibilities. And all of those could be done to very nice effect in here. The inking and the orbs is what takes this to the next level. What takes me to the next level is the traffic outside. Yes, it does. All right. So really you can go whatever direction you want with these. You can put them wherever you want, point them whichever way you want. Really draw them whatever way makes you happy. Which once again is why I like this tangle so much. I tend to gravitate towards tangles that are dense. They're busy, there's a lot going on, or they look woven, or anything like that is good for me. And this hits all of my buttons with the dense and it looks good no matter how poorly I happen to draw it, or even well. It always looks good, always has a good result. It just works. Now I could be a real person and turn this into Maria's here fairly quickly. I want to say hi to my follower in Mumbai, India. Hello, lady. How is India right now? Are things as crazy there as they are here? Hopefully, y'all have got more sense than we do. It seems like the whole world is just refusing to accept that this is going on. We're going to have to come to that place where we wear our masks, whether we like them or not. And trust me, I'm one that does not like it. But it's like we're railing against science. Come on, guys, it's science. Can't change the laws of matter and physics and the universe that easily. It's just not possible. I like this. I like it. I've done something different in every different spot, and it's just fine. It all looks good. I frequently like to hug them together like this. Makes them seem like a family to me. Well, what else are you going to think about while you're doing this? I'm leaving too many big gaps. But again, it's not going to matter. Oh, there's Maria's version. I don't know that it works as well. Oh, I don't know. I think if I worked on it and used it all the time, it might work okay. I tend to do it backwards, but this will work. And you don't even notice it, do you? This is fun. This is fun. All right, let's knock the rest of this out. That is Maria's version of Flux. I'm speaking of Maria Thomas. Two very different visions of that. But they both work really, really well, don't they? And they work well together. Oh, can sneak them in here and there. All right. I'm enjoying the decorating today. One of my favorite things in the world is decorating. I may not be good at it, and that's okay. I enjoy it, and that makes it worthwhile to me. Making things pretty. And so this worked out perfectly for me. Let's stick another flux in there. Oops. Yeah. I think I'll do the same thing up this way. Maria's version is sort of a continuous line tangle type of a thing, which is cool. A continuous line tangle is one where you don't have to lift your pen from start to finish. They can be really fun to play with. They can also present some challenges. But since I'm the challenge girl, I'm down with that. This Maria's version is something that she did a lot when she drew illuminated letters. It's a design that she uses in calligraphy a lot, which is interesting. Just breathe and take your time as Simba is having a nap and snoring. Later he'll be mad at me. Mom, why'd you show them that? I'm just kidding. He doesn't care. Trust me. Yeah. Turn them whichever way you want. Okay, and now we're going to have to put something through here. So we're just going to stick some orbs and act like it's part of the show. And it is. All right. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. What do you guys think so far? Nice. All right. So I'm trying to decide if I want to mess with the Muka, the Ziraffe. And I think I'm going to move to my 01 in black. Just got all of the choices here today. And I think I'm just going to put some embellishments like at the bottoms of these. Like, what could I do? And then maybe don't know. I don't know. I think I'll do something this way. Just going to fill this with tiny little hatch lines. Hopefully they're all going to point the same direction. I'm not using hardly any pressure on this at all. I want them to be really light. We'll gray them up a little bit when we use our pencil. Just something to give it a little bit more visual interest, I think. Hey, just something simple, just something fun. Just something like that. Give them a little texture, something to call their own. Let's see. You do whatever you want to here. I am just doing whatever I want. Exactly that. Whatever I want. So I want you to do that too. If you have trouble doing stuff like that, slow down. That is my biggest problem. So I think this one I want to do just something really easy, which is my favorite dot dash thing. Really is a simple, easy way to make something look just a little bit dressier. A little bit more elegant. Like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that. What to do with this sad fellow over here? I think I want to... I'm going to add an inner aura. And let that fizzle off up at the top. And I think I'll do this. And I'm going to aura my mistake. Because as my voice teacher used to say in college, if you're going to make a mistake, make a big one. Do it like you mean to. She was a smart lady. I did a lot of that. Now, I think I want to maybe check this. Knight's Bridget. Or Night Bridge. I can never remember if that has an S in it or not. Either way. Either way. I'm not trying to overwhelm these. I'm just trying to add a tiny bit of interest. And this little mishap over here is going to look like it's something interesting now. And if not, it's going to look like a decorated mistake, and I'm okay with that. There, that's kind of cute. Yeah, let's see, what else can we do with these bad boys? This one needs something. I think I'm going to treat this one like I did this guy over here. And just give him the dot dash treatment, if I can get away from the edge there. Take your time with those. If you're dotting and dashing, make pretty dots. Careful dashes. Oops. Careful dashes. Do what I preach, not what I not what I do. All right. Okay. I just need the hint of that there. Okay, and I think that's it. I think that's all I want to do on this. Now, I am going to have some fun with shading. I actually think I do want to do one more thing with my ink pen before I stop. That is just to give these some little careful hatch lines right there. Just give them a little contouring. And there. I think I got all of them. All right, now let's have some fun with shading. And again, if you want to add stuff, subtract stuff, do stuff different, whatever you want to do is very cool. All right. So let's start with the overlapping. The shading right here is going to be essential to really making this pop. It's also going to distract from anything you're trying to avoid, so get after it. All right. I am starting with the larger elements with the frame. And then I will do the Ziraffe. Thank you, Carla, for such a lovely take on Muka. I really like this, and I had so much fun exploring some of the possibilities with this. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Since we have a lot of people from Holland here, I know they will like knowing that you are there in Holland teaching. I think Tangle Pattern said she was in Alsmeer. Is that right? I might be wrong, so, you know, as always, don't quote me. I do what y'all do. I go to Tangle Patterns, I read about it, see what they say. I bring it back here, I talk about it, and sometimes I just get it wrong. I don't think I'm wrong this time, though. All right, now that I have that in, I am going to come up here and hit the area where these little giraffe heads are overlapping each other. And this is going to make a big difference, I hope. In this, I think so. And when you have these double overlapping things, what it needs is just the bottom layer needs to look a tiny bit darker than the middle layer, if you will, since logically that would be closer to the light. All right, and so graphite in your gaps. I don't know if there's anything under there. I don't think so. I may take this part out. I haven't decided yet because as NE says, once you shade the background, then you have made that part of the art. So, smart lady. Okay. All right, let's blend this, see where we're at, and then we will go from there. I am so stoked about this. I think it turned out great. I wasn't sure when we got started, but I think it turned out great. And we're only at 51 minutes. Dude. Oops, forgot a spot, didn't I? This is going to need an eraser to clean up some of this stray graphite I've got. But I'm thrilled. I think our result is going to be awesome. See what a few dots and dashes and Muka and Flux will do for you. Relax you. Here's something really cool you can put on your desk at work or on your coffee table at home. If you are new to tangling, they have cute little wooden easels, either in black or white or whatever they've got, that you can buy. They're tiny. They are the perfect size for setting Zentangle art on. You can get those in Amazon or probably most craft stores. And it's a lot of fun. And I've got enough graphite on my tortillon to not put any more down. And just shade what I got. And of course, remember, I do more than one shading round. When I usually stop with you guys after the first round and let you decide if you want to go further or not. Yeah, right here. Yep, the one time I don't look. All right. I have to lighten some of this, but I think we're going to be all right. Ooh, got a little too much graphite going on that. All right, I'm going to clean up just a little bit. I am not going to shade. I'm not going to shade my frame on the inside, meaning I'm not going to shade the flux. At least not right now, but I am going to shade the frame itself. And I want to wait and do that until I have got everything else where I want it. There. And I want to lift a little bit of this off here. And I'm just barely touching it. I don't want a dark shade there. I just want just a hint to show that they're on different levels. Okay, not much erasing at all. Am I still in the Zentangle family? I hope so. All right, guys, let's not forget the most important thing, to sign your art. I am definitely going to sign mine in one of these little holes here. Where to sign? I really like how this turned out. I think I'll sign over here. I think I'll sign down here. And there we have it. Guys, this is so cool. I am going to see you guys tomorrow. We're going to find something else fun to get into, and I will see you then. Thank you so much for being with me today.